Folks, good morning. What's up? This is Michael on the graveyard shift in the wee hours of the night with your daily trivia question once again. And I'm here to tell you happy Thanksgiving. Happy holiday. I hope you guys get some downtime. I hope you're not traveling. I hope you're staying home. If you do have to travel, try to pack your patience, because I know it's going to be long lines at airports, crowded roads. Gas prices are like astronomical right now. So enjoy your downtime, and I hope you get to spend it with friends and family for sure. So the answer to the previous trivia question was, of course, the jukebox. This is an incredible piece of machinery, iconic American history for sure. On November 23rd, 1889, which was the focus of the trivia question, inventor Louis Glass installed a music machine, this oddball creation of his, in the corner of a saloon in San Francisco. There was nothing to this. It was stripped down with these makeshift kind of add-ons that were patched onto it, really. It was very generic. It was a modified phonograph, had a coin slot put into it. It was installed in an oak cabinet, had a 25-pound battery hooked up to it to make it run. And it played these really like half-inch wax albums, played one at a time, that had to be changed out by hand. This whole process cost a nickel, folks. Now, there's a picture of it right there in the upper right-hand corner. Now, the users, to use this thing, to enjoy your listening pleasure, you had to put these things in your ears that were hooked up to a tube that were a lot like stethoscopes. And then after you got done, get your nickel's worth, you had to take a handkerchief and wipe the tubes off after each use. Now think of how gross that is. Get your crusty old earwax off of that thing, and here's it for the next user. It's kind of unhygienic, but that's the way they did things. And from that, you had the birth of the jukebox, which is pretty cool. Now, as these things caught on, as they do, and they evolved, the manufacture of these things got better. So by 1906, you could have up to over 20 different selections, and the discs got smaller, so you could fit more in there. So by 1906, they had 10-inch discs. By 1940s, the jukebox was being manufactured in mass versions by companies that you might have heard of, or your parents or grandparents might have heard of, like Wurlitzer, Seeburg, RCA Victor. They had a company called Rockola that I think is actually still around. And these included even smaller records, the birth of the 45 disc, if you will. And that offered more than 100 selections to play. And the operational aspect of these things improved to more engineering fine-tuning, where the album would be retrieved and it would go on the playing bar a little better, and the needle would come down, etc. This sounded better too. Better speakers were built into it. So the jukebox, as you may or may not know, reached its height of popularity in the 1950s as rock and roll was coming into be. We had a previous trivia question on the payola scandal earlier in the week. This was that era, and jukeboxes were an important part of that music kind of distribution, in contrast to what was going on the radio stations when payola hit. Anywho, experts estimate at its peak there were as many as 750,000 jukeboxes across the United States at that time. Let me tell you this. If you can find one of these anywhere, and it's even halfway operational and looks halfway decent, it could be worth a fortune of money. These things fully restored are worth a lot of money. It's just a really cool piece of American history, really, that when it developed and became manufactured in mass. They're out there somewhere. There is quite a collector's item, is basically what I'm trying to say. So that's kind of some cool history on the jukebox. I hope you guys can find one. And speaking of things that your grandmother might have, for this trivia question on Thanksgiving Day, November 25th, on this day in 1792, mathematician and astronomer Benjamin Banneker first publishes this annual American periodical that has been in continuous publication ever since, providing long-range weather predictions, calendars, a variety of articles, natural remedies, a whole slew of different things all crammed into this one packet of information. What is it? Go ask your grandma, she knows. Happy Thanksgiving, folks. I'm thankful for all of you. Peace out.